In the United States, Dogecoin is a phenomenon. You've heard of it, you know what it is, but across the globe, there is so much unrealized potential when it comes to Doge. Right now, Dogecoin going up 7.6% already today, so a nice rebound here from that dip that we saw yesterday, basically canceling it out. It said, dip, you know what, I'm going to have one and counter you with this. Now, going up to 29 cents, we're seeing more and more green candles here, all the way up to 8%. It's jumping as we go live, which is always fun to see. Now up to 29 cents, look at that, another little jump there. Dogecoin continuing on the minute chart here in the last 10 minutes is actually gone up approximately 1 penny, so we could see a run live as we're watching, which is very exciting to think about. And that comes as we're also seeing more optimism when it comes to Dogecoin across the business world. Three Arrows Capital CEO, one of the biggest investment companies in the world, is basically saying, you know what, I'm very bullish on Dogecoin, and he sees no risk of Dogecoin having regulatory issues in the future. We've seen XRP having some regulatory issues. We have seen multiple cryptocurrencies that have been hurt massively by regulatory issues. Dogecoin, though, he's saying it's not going to happen, and I believe he's right about that. Here's the first quote that he gave. I'm very bullish on Dogecoin. Its memes are simple. The man who drinks can understand it. The girl who posts selfies can understand it, and she can just put her money in it and outperform everybody. So a very, very, very positive statement there. Also, there's no risk of having any regulatory issues ever. And what he means by that, it has a squeaky clean record. The people behind it working very, very, very hard to make sure that it stays clean, that everything is up to par and up to date when it comes to the code. Also, it's continued to have one of the best reputations in all of cryptocurrency. So it's kind of hard to go after Dogecoin in any measurable way whatsoever. As you come in, right now we have 100 likes. Come on, guys. We can do better than that. We have 1,000 of us in here. If all of us go down, all 1,000 of us, and press like button, it doesn't matter if you're sitting down, you're laying down, wherever the heck you are. If everyone does it, it will help this video get out to more people instantly. We will right away see the viewers climb up, which means more of us coming in, which is kind of cool that we can just press one button and actually see something happen. But I think the biggest thing from this that is true here is what he's saying about everyone can understand it. And that's not just in the United States. Right now, the United States has approximately 5% of the world's population, but the entire globe has around 8 billion people approximately. So there's so much more that Dogecoin can do worldwide, and because it has already proven in the United States how marketable it is, how easy it is to understand, how much it can do in terms of a movement, that can be easily replicated, well, somewhat easily in other countries, and it's already starting to happen. We're already starting to see cryptocurrency take roots. Take a look at this article here. El Salvador gets ready for risky Bitcoin experiment, only 2 weeks away from starting this, officially kicking it off and making Bitcoin an official currency there, which means a number of things. One of them is that we're now going to see a lot of major companies having to actually accept Bitcoin in El Salvador. They don't have a choice if they want to do business there. They have to accept it because it counts as a legal currency. So that's exciting. We'll talk more about that here in a second. But Bitcoin fever reaches Honduras now with the first cryptocurrency ATM. So we're seeing more and more South America starting to embrace cryptocurrency. South America, we have a huge opportunity there as well. Cuba to recognize and regulate cryptocurrencies. So now another one, even Cuba, which definitely needs cryptocurrency considering the levels of inflation they've had in Cuba over the past, more and more and more across the globe. And you start to realize there's so much potential. Almost all of us are holding our Dogecoin on Robinhood, which is a very US app. Almost everyone on Robinhood in the United States. It shows you how little that Dogecoin so far has penetrated the markets outside of the United States, but it's going to. We can strongly believe in that because we've seen what it can do here, and we know it's capable of replicating that, or even maybe, hopefully, going above it in some areas. In other countries, Asia is another big opportunity. So we have Asia, we have South America, and we have places in Africa that could potentially be moving more into cryptocurrency. First, it's Bitcoin. We saw what happened in the United States. You get involved with BTC first, you start buying it, you start liking it, you start enjoying it, and eventually you notice, okay, well, there's some other altcoins here. Not a lot of people are like me. My first investment ever was Dogecoin. I own no other cryptocurrencies at the time. I just put it in Doge because I liked it so much. I saw its potential when it was less than half a penny. Most people, though, you go to BTC first, and eventually you work your way all the way to Dogecoin. I don't know about everyone. A lot of us maybe have just put our money in Dogecoin first, like me, but it just depends on who you're starting with. In other countries, we're seeing most of them start with BTC. Let me read some of these comments here. Oh, wow, we got the likes up really fast. Great job, guys. Thank you for all the money you have made on me on Patreon, brother. Can you shout out my daughter, Zoe and Cora? Shout out to Zoe and Cora, and thank you, Seth, for that comment. He says, thank you for all the money you've made me on Patreon. By the way, we have a free Patreon post that everyone can access. It's up right now. How long we'll be up for, I have not figured out exactly how long we want to leave it up for, but you can access it right now. I'm going to put a link in the pinned comment. I'm also going to put a link in the description. So go down there, check out the free Patreon post. Seth has made a lot of money from the Patreon. Why? Because our Patreon picks have been doing extraordinarily well. And I keep telling people, hey, if it's at the top, don't be afraid to sell. It's your decision. You can make whatever decision you want, but never be afraid to take your profits is, I think, a good way to be looking at that. And a lot of people are taking their profits after it goes up approximately 50% with some of the Patreon picks. So check that out. You may love it. You may like it. It just depends on what your style is. As we're also seeing companies with the most Bitcoin on their balance sheet. This one's really interesting. You can see MicroStrategy by far number one. And it really puts it into perspective when you can see a visual chart like this. I love these. I'm a huge fan of visual charts. MicroStrategy has 108,992 Bitcoin, going massively into BTC, then Tesla. And this may surprise a lot of people. They actually have the second most of any major company right now, which is pretty cool. Tesla has 42,902 Bitcoin. They did sell some, but they're holding the majority of it. And they did say that the sell that they did was just to test it. Now they'll continue to hold. And I believe they may even buy more at some point here. Galaxy Digital, 16,400. Then we move down and we see Square here with 8,027. Way smaller. That's nothing. 8,027 compared to 108,000. It goes to show how big of a difference there is with the smaller companies versus the bigger companies, but that's going to change. We have some of the biggest companies in the world currently hiring people. Apple is included in that. Microsoft included in that. The biggest companies are hiring cryptocurrency personnel to help them with the journey of going into crypto, potentially buying some, putting it on their balance sheet, accepting it. All of that takes time because the corporate world moves slow. But we're getting there. We're getting there. And thank you for that comment as well, coming in from Caleb. Great weekend, Maddie. Great weekend to you as well. It's Friday. That's a great day. For me, it's kind of weird because this is my job, so I don't really have weekends. I go live every single day. So to me, a weekend, a normal day, it's kind of very similar. It just kind of blends together as a lot of fun because who wouldn't want this job? Seriously, it's the best job ever. And I'm honestly really grateful that I'm even in this position where I can do this. I love it. I really do. Only good every day, coming in from Jeremy. That's not a bad, I like that phrase, but personally, I'm a bigger fan of the phrase, do only whatever the heck you want every day. If you want to do good, you do that. If you want to do something else, that's your decision. It's a free place. It's a free country. Well, don't do anything bad. But if you want to do only mediocre every day, or just do only lazy every day, or maybe just do only hardworking every day, do whatever the heck you want. That's kind of my mentality on it. Just because, whatever. But 6.92% up today with Dogecoin, up to around 29 cents now. We have not seen any other top crypto besides Cardano going up more than that. Cardano up 14% today. So still continuing to climb, some big moves for Cardano, up to 2.87. I think Cardano is going to have a correction here. It's overpriced based on my analysis of where it should be. I think XRP is a better cryptocurrency than Cardano because it is. Even Stellar is a better cryptocurrency than Cardano. I mean, there's just so many other options. I don't know why people would be putting a ton of money into Cardano when there's better things out there like Dogecoin and Stellar, and people are going to keep doing it, I guess. And XRP even is significantly better, in my opinion, than Cardano. So why put your money in Cardano? I guess maybe you like the team behind it. You like Charles Hoskinson. Okay, that's a good enough reason. And maybe you also like some of the things they're doing with smart contracts, some of the updates that are happening. There are advantages to Cardano, but at its current price, where it currently is ranked all the way toward the top there, compared to some of the smaller ones that have way more potential and also have better technicals around them, why put it in Cardano? I don't know. I just don't see it. I know a lot of people really like it. Even I have some money in it, but it is not one of my majority holdings when it comes to cryptocurrency for those exact reasons I just mentioned. China, by the way. The Chinese people who were mining cryptocurrency, and they got shut down by the government, who said, you know what? Oh, scoops of freedom for you. Psych, no freedom for you. You get communism. One communism, two communism. Oh, you want a communism? Everybody gets a communism. Communism. There's some communism for you. Yeah, that's what China did. They communismed all around, and then they communismed directly into cryptocurrency and said, hey, oh, cryptocurrency? Well, how about communism? Communism. That's basically what they did. Communism everywhere. Communism for you, communism for you. Who wants some more communism? Did I say it enough? Maybe I didn't say it enough. But that's what they did, and they made people shut down their operations. I'm not a fan of communism, in case you can tell. Now, though, a lot of them are starting to set up shop in other places. You can see this graph shows the difficulty when it comes to mining, as well as the hash price. The difficulty, you can see, is starting to show more people signing up, and I think we're going to continue to see that trend even more so. We're going to see all of the hash rate pretty much come back. I don't see any way that it stays this low as people start to set up shop. If you have all the computers and they're in China, you can just move them somewhere else. Some people aren't allowed to do that. The Chinese government won't always let people leave, which is kind of strange, but that's the way it is. And yet still, if you want to ship something from China to another country and set up shop there, you can't do that, which means all this is doing is making China make less money in exchange for them having more control over some of the things they're doing. Communism, that's what it's called. It's called communism. We don't like that, do we? Not a big fan. Speaking of communism, Jeff Bezos. I don't know. Okay, maybe that's a stretch. I don't know. Maybe a little bit. Was that maybe a little bit of stretch? But we'll go with it. We'll go with it. Elon Musk, Bezos retired in order to pursue a full-time job filing lawsuits against SpaceX. Yep, that's basically exactly what happened. Now Jeff Bezos continuing to sue and sue and sue. Oh, do we have to do it again? You get a lawsuit. You get a lawsuit. Everyone gets a lawsuit coming in from Jeff Bezos. SpaceX keeps beating them. So in exchange, Jeff Bezos is giving them the present of many, many lawsuits against NASA, against SpaceX, everything they can possibly sue. Jeff Bezos, you can tell he doesn't like Elon Musk very much. And if you have someone with billions of dollars suing you constantly, then it's just a pain in the butt. I wish the law system was different and you couldn't have this happening over and over again. It's basically harassment in a way. But parents of teens who stole $1 million in Bitcoin sued by alleged victim. Good for him. So he was able to track down the parents. He's now suing them. It's kind of weird because, I mean, shouldn't you sue the kids? But maybe, are they under the age of 18? I believe so in this case. So I guess you can't really sue them, but you can sue the parents. It's a very strange thing, and I hope they get their money back. I hope the guy gets his money back that had it stolen, and they definitely should. By the way, some candidates now accepting Dogecoin. So I just think that's cool. If you're a political candidate, accept Doge. What the heck are you doing? Doesn't matter what you stand for. If you stand for Doge, you'll have a higher chance of winning. So there we go. Anyway, I'm Matt Wass. This is Final Stand, and I'll see you in the next video.